Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. This video is about bug out routes, and I have my handy notepad, my high-tech brain. This is my brain. It helps me remember stuff. So bug out routes, how many should you have? How many bug out locations do you have? Hopefully you have multiple bug out locations in different cardinal directions. I'm not saying you have to have one south, you have to have one north, you have to have one, you know what I mean. Just, I got one in that direction, one over in this direction, one over in that direction, something like that, So I recommend having multiple bug out locations with caches and different things and stuff like that. Maybe owned by different people within your group. Ultimately, that would be awesome. But a bug out route to each location. You should have several routes to each location. And in several routes, for different things. Vehicular travel, on foot may be different than your vehicular travel. Also routes based on without rule of law or still under a rule of law. If you're still under rule of law and it's just kind of like things are getting kind of bad and stuff like that, you kind of got a heads up, which is what I'm hoping to have, hopefully. Maybe you've got kind of like a foresight or something like that. You know something may be going on. That's way less difficult. You can jump in your vehicle, load up all your stuff, and you can drive there. You may still run into something like a roadblock or a riot or something like that, because you may be in the societal fall down of the event or whatever, or the initial response or something like that. So have multiple routes still, even if it is within rule of law, because you may have to backtrack and go another route or something like that. Also, along the routes, know the population density of that route. What's along that route? Where are choke points, bridges, passes through cuts in a mountainside or something like that. Places where there's only one way in, one way out. Tight turns, know where all those are, maybe slow down before them so you can identify like a roadblock on either side. Threats in those areas, danger points, different things. Think about you got to use your brain for this kind of stuff. Think about everything. Try to analyze everything about your routes that you possibly can. What are sources of water along your route? Do you need to cache water? You should cache water anyway, even if there's sources, because you may get there and the source may be compromised, it may be held by somebody else, or you may not be able to physically get to it for some other reason. Maybe a fire in between you and it or something. Who knows? But caches with food and water at regular locations. Have these at your rally points or close to your rally points where your group meets up and rallies back together. If you're traveling, you may get separated, and these are rally points. That goes back. I've talked about that, like communication between vehicles or between groups and stuff like that. Even if you're on foot, you may not all want to travel in one group. You may want to be separated a little bit. And then just have indicated rally points and alternate rally points and stuff. I did a bug out security and route video series. You can check that out. I'll probably maybe put a link up there to the first one, and then you can kind of like follow the series from there. Think about vehicular and foot travel. Distances. How much time will it take you to get there via these different methods? When you're driving, when you're on foot, whatever sources or whatever methods you're going to be using to bug out. And then how much food do you have? How much water do you have? Do you have provisions for staying overnight if it's going to take more than one day? Or is it going to take weeks? What is it going to take? And like vehicles, fuel. Do you have enough fuel? I would carry double the amount of fuel that it takes to get there. I would recommend that, because you never know when you're going to have to backtrack and go another route. You may end up using double or more. You may even still run out of fuel, but hey, at least you'll probably be closer than if you didn't have double the amount of fuel. Supplies, fuel, caches. If you're on foot, what's your physical ability like? Do you have the physical ability to carry a pack or enough stuff to survive on to get yourself there, or to get to your next cache at least? Or carry your little one and your pack? Do you have the physical? That's why I talk about fitness all the time. Physical capability to do the things, not some high-speed operator or Olympic athlete. I'm talking about functional fitness, just being able to perform life functions, things that you'll need to do. Also practice. Drive your bug out route. Walk it if you can, even better. on a regular basis, I would suggest at least driving it so you know what's out there, so you recognize changes, the road changes, the road construction, or new buildings going up, or new neighborhoods, something. Just be aware of what's around there, and everything you possibly can know about that area. Yeah, danger areas, threats, choke points, water sources, caches, I've been over that. Terrain, what are the terrain features like? And know that, because if you end up going on foot from any point, you're going to have to figure out how to get there. That means map and compass work. Do you have a map? Do you have maps of the area? I hope you have maps of the area around your bug out, every single route. You need those, and compass. And do you know how to use them? Do you know how to get, to lay down a track and follow it and get to where you need to be? That's something to think about, definitely. Also, are you traveling high vis or low vis, aka green or gray man? Sorry, gray man, where you need to fit in and you don't want people to know what you're doing and kind of just like slide by and have people not really notice you. Or do you want to go high vis? I'm talking, camis, plate carriers, stuff like that, guns pointing out the vehicle, whatever. That's in a total without rule of law situation right there. And even then, you got to be careful, because you may still have law enforcement around that is still on duty. They think, so. Or military forces, who knows, depending on where you are. So be careful with that. Time of day to travel. Do you want to travel during the day or at night? That depends on your area. It depends on threats in your area. It depends on population density. It depends on how many people are going to see your lights, whether you have night vision to travel with at night or not. There's so many different variables. I can't answer these for you. I'm just trying to get you guys to think. Do you have the ability to travel at night? Yeah, like I was talking, WROL or with rule of law. Different methods of travel apply to different periods. So just think about these things. Think about your routes. Plan the best routes you can. Have multiple routes. Know how to get to your other routes from your other routes if you're stopped part way. Identify choke points that you should already know about. And also multiple bug outs, like I talked about in the beginning. And you're going to have to determine which bug out location are we going to try to get to. Are we going to try to get to that one? Or are we going to try to get to that one or the one over there? It all depends. And you may just have to make the call, and it may be the wrong call. That may be the wrong direction, because maybe that's where stuff's going down. So you may have to change your mind. And that's another thing, like having more fuel. You may be halfway to that bug out location, and you got to get to that bug out location. So be aware of what you got and what you have to do. Please subscribe, please hit the like button, and comment below. I love your comments, and prep a little every day, and prep out a peace of mind out of fear. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.